training. I see. Very nice. All right. Okay, so we should be live and all that. Not that anyone's watching, but
you never know. It's the internet.
You never know. Someone might accidentally click the link and share it with 1,000 people. So let's kick off here. I am Jess Condit, senior reporter for Engadget.com, and who do I have with me today? Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Alex Rushdie, creative director for Rumbo.
I'm Dave Proctor, producer and audio director for Rumbo.
Awesome. So, well, tell me, what is Rumbo, and what studio are you guys with as well?
We are with 13 AM Games. Rumbo is the first 9-player local party platformer action game for the Wii U, or anything, ever, as far as we know. And I think I did it all in one sentence that time.
Yeah. A run-on.
Your elevator pitch is very good.
One run-on sentence. It would be appropriate for the game. Premise of Rumbo is that if you can't see something, it doesn't exist. So if you're on an orange platform, background turns orange, disappears. That's our sort of main mechanic. It keeps things fast, keeps things frantic, and yeah, it's as of today being sent off to certification. We're finished.
Oh, that's amazing! Congratulations. That's very cool.
Well, this phase of finished.
Okay, yeah. Fingers
crossed.
crossed.
When they tell us that it's not finished yet.
So you're working with Nintendo, obviously, because this is a Wii U. It's an exclusive title, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, and is that? I mean, Wii U has this capability that I don't think the other consoles really have to get 9 players on a single system locally. So is that kind of why you guys went with Wii U?
Yeah, I mean it was that though actually like before we even thought about bringing it to Wii U, we built it for PC in a game jam, and it was a real pleasure plugging in like 8 controllers into a PC and cramming people on a keyboard.
Whatever was around the room, you know, like a Mortal Kombat fight stick and 3 Logitech controllers and 2 people on the keyboard. And
great. Oh, 2 on the keyboard?
Yeah, we got like WASD in the arrows, like everything, just like a big, huge cloud of people around the computer.
And I was working on a project at the time with a Wii U dev kit, and you look at a lot of local multiplayer games, and they seem to really be popular and really shine kind of on Wii U. I think that at most parties I go to that have a gaming machine out, it's usually like Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or something like that. So we kind of thought that it was a good fit for Wii U.
Nobody's like getting a dinner party. Let's all play Spec Ops: The Line.
That's never happened to me. That's for sure.
Once that happened to me once.
Really? Wow. You host some interesting dinner parties, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, we sent it to Nintendo and thought like, okay, like what are they going to think? We thought they wouldn't care, and it turns out they did.
Yep.
That's amazing. And so yeah, congratulations on hopefully getting through cert today. But can you talk a little bit about working with Nintendo specifically? Like, are they helpful? Are they pretty transparent with what's going on? What kind of support are they really giving you?
Yes to both of those things, except the third question, which yes would not answer. They are like, I'll give you an example. We wanted to. This kind of sums up how they've been treating us. We wanted to introduce some guest characters into the game, because there's a lot of stuff on Wii U that we really enjoy, and we wanted to draw attention to other sort of indie developers on the Wii U, and we wanted it to be like a community project, like a community game, because it's a big party game. Like, we wanted to open up the party to other developers and other games that we love. And we said this to Nintendo, and they were like, yeah, sure, let me just go through the Rolodex. And they gave us the addresses and introductions to 14 amazing companies that, they went above and beyond. And they follow up with everyone. I don't even know how many they actually pitched to, but everyone was really super into it with their guidance. It was really great.
We basically sent them a wish list of these are the games that we really like.
Yeah.
And we don't know any of these people, and they're like, yeah, don't worry, we'll handle it, and they handled it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then they were right from the get-go. They were supportive of bringing us to Indiecade, and then again to GDC, and then to E3 as well. It's been amazing. It's a really, really cool and supportive company.
Yeah.
I think it helps, just if another developer is looking to this interview to figure out how to get that same kind of involvement, it definitely helps that our game capitalizes on Wii U hardware, in that it has a big party atmosphere. We use the asymmetrical gameplay with the gamepad, but after we showed them that we can do that, they've been like gunning for this to succeed.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously being an exclusive to the Wii U probably helps Nintendo really focus on helping you guys. They want more exclusive games. They want cool, pretty innovative titles like this. And I didn't get a chance to play this one at E3, but I definitely saw it, and you had a big old line. Just even in the press area, there were a bunch of people waiting to play it, so that's very cool. So I wonder, does Nintendo have any input in the actual development of your game, or is it more just marketing and making those connections for you?
They even the people working in business and marketing and all that kind of stuff, everyone at Nintendo really knows games, which is really nice and really refreshing. The fact that like everyone, they really know games.
They know it's fun.
They know it's fun. So they haven't really, had any direct input on the content of the game, but like if they see something they really like, they'll tell us why they really like it and why that works. When Nintendo tells you that your game is very Nintendo-y, that's it's a really good sign. So yeah, they commended us for some of the stuff that we've done and how we're handling our development, but for the most part, they just want to help us do what we do. They're pretty hands-off in that regard, but they'll help us get interviews, obviously all the event stuff. They're really helpful with a lot of that.
Hopefully lot check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? That's the next goal?
That's the next goal.
Okay. And then, so it sounds like you guys have worked with like Microsoft or Sony. Have you worked with these other publishers, these major companies, or is this your first real step into this world?
This is our first
time to the rodeo.
Oh, really?
First time to the rodeo.
This is why he doesn't want to be in an interview with me.
You guys are basically the same person.
We're coming off of like 9 days straight of playing. Some of us have been here for even more.
Oh, wow.
Of playtesting and finishing the game. Yeah, this is the first time that we've done anything as a team this big. We both and a number of other guys in the studios have worked on other projects here and there, but very few of us in game and none with the scope this huge. So it's kind of an amazing honor for it to be, so high on Nintendo's priority list.
Absolutely.
For our first title. We have not dealt with Sony and Microsoft. It's kind of just been the one ride the whole time.
Cool. So are you guys worried at all about like actual sales number once this launches on the Wii U? Obviously, we know the Wii U isn't the most popular console in terms of sales number. So are you guys at all concerned that it won't sell enough to keep the studio running, or what are you looking at there?
I think like anyone that tells you that they're not concerned about the potential revenue of their game is a total. I have confidence. I feel good. Like, yes, it's not the highest sales, but it's not so far off of the Xbox One that it's like drowning. And the fan base is so rabid, which I really like. Like, they have a really good. I've listened to some talks and some numbers. They have a really good install base for the eShop and for digital titles and stuff like that. I think the PS4 one is maybe as good or a bit better, and then I think Xbox One is below it. I don't remember specifically, but what I'm saying is like the attachment rate to indie titles on the eShop is pretty strong.
They when Wii U owners like a game, they really like a game. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's like as far as I'm concerned, Rumbo. You look at the aesthetic of the game, you look at the type of game that it is, and the only real place where those kind of games are popular right now is on Wii U. So, so far response has been really good. People seem really excited about the game. We released a demo, and for like only a week during the E3, and that did really well for us. Like, as far as numbers go, we were really happy with that. and yeah, when if you look at a game like Shovel Knight, which was only on Nintendo until like almost like a year or something.
Nintendo and Steam something.
Nintendo and Steam, yeah. And, like, it sold equally across those 3 platforms, and it sold a lot.
If we can do what Shovel Knight did in its first month, then we'll be very, very happy. Like, and that's only with the Wii U. We also made a game for like Nintendo fans. Like, that's what we grew up playing. You know, I was gonna say cuddling around the couch, but I meant to say huddling around the couch.
No.
Huddling around the couch.
It comes out. Welcome to Stan Games.
You know.
That's fine. You guys are in crunch time. We understand. Yeah. Well, no, that makes sense. Like, we actually in Gadget recently ran this article about how we actually love the Wii U. 3 of our editorial.
I read that and I really enjoyed that piece.
Yeah, I mean, thanks. I mean, that was just us thinking about the Wii U and how much we actually play it compared to our other consoles. You know, Xbox for me is the Netflix and Twitch machine, PS4 is the Towerfall machine, and Wii U is my actual gaming machine.
It's the one that I have like used the most as well.
Yeah.
This was an article that came up when you and I were talking in the kitchen the other day.
Yeah.
And you compared it to the GameCube, which I love, because like people that grew up playing Nintendo, like we did, the GameCube was their console roughly around the time that they went off to college, and it was like the console that helped you become an adult, like while still having a game machine. And this is now you are a shiftless 20-something, and this is here for you, you know, and that is kind of that's actually how all of us feel on the inside in this company. So that works out really well. It's a perfect fit.
Awesome, yeah, and it does look like a very Nintendo game. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. So for you guys, what are the strengths of the Wii U, and what are its weaknesses, if any?
You mean like, from a technical standpoint, we could get to 1080p pretty easily.
No, it wasn't.
It was easy.
Let's be honest here. Yeah, come on.
I think the strengths of the Wii U come from the culture around it. You know, like the type of players. You look at the games that are popular on Wii U, Splatoon, Mario Kart, Smash Bros. You know, those kinds of very colorful, very, I like to call it like blue sky games, right? Like back when I used to play a video game and the sky was blue, you know, when games had color. The fact that those kind of games are still alive and that I love those kind of games and I can make those kind of games for Wii U makes me really happy, because, you know, I don't want to make a game that's dark brown and kind of scary. Not that I don't like those games, but I want to make something that's just fun, you know.
Yeah.
I think that the player base on Wii U, they have they're a little picky. They have a really fine taste for, like, you know, this jump has to be perfect, because I played every Mario game and I know what a good jump is like. So if you don't give me a good jump, I'm not going to touch your game. So, like, I really appreciate that. I think that's really cool.
And I think, I mean, it's not fair to say that 1080p was that big of a challenge. We also had to optimize the hell out of our game to get there. That optimization was a pain in the ass. But you know, there are technical limitations, as there will be with anything. Conveniently for us, the kind of games that we want to make aren't very technically heavy, you know, in as much as they're not gray and brown. They are also, like, we like 2D stuff. We like simpler games. I think the industry is getting into a habit of unsustainably large development, where, like, oh yeah, of course the Wii U can't run Assassin's Creed Unity, because, like,
and nothing can run Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah,
Not very
you know,
well. Yeah, it turns out.
It's a huge game that they have to make in a year, or, you know, the investors will chew their hands off, and they're like, oh, here, you know, and everyone's like, great, it's beautiful, it's only 900p, I'm so mad at you, and when they look at the Wii U and they say, oh, that couldn't run any of the top tier gaming consoles or games that PS4 could, like, that's, of course not. That exists, and that negativity will always be there, and it just depends on what people want out of their games. And, like, we just want to make some fun.
I also think a really big strength of the Wii U that I don't hear people talk about a lot is the fact that it's compatible with all the old controllers that you had for your Wii.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, one of the reasons that that Rumbo is going to be on Wii U as well is that, generally speaking, if you own a Wii U, you probably owned a Wii, or you had a friend who owned a Wii, or whatever it is. So like, if you're like, hey, I want to get 9 players in my house playing this game, you don't have to go and buy, 8 $60 controllers. Mm-hmm. You probably already have them, and you can use a nunchuck. Like it's as far as like that kind of barrier for entry, just due to cost of number of controllers, which is big. Like, people seem to forget that, like, I've only got 1 controller for my PS4. If I want to get another, I have to drop like $70 here in Canada. That is actually, that's one of like the fundamental aspects of what makes Rumbo work on Wii U.
Awesome.
So I feel like we're nerding out really hard right now.
Okay, that's our job.
Okay.
You're fanboying a little bit, but I mean, you're spending this much time developing for Wii U. I assume you like it, so it's not too surprising.
Tell us if you need us to start answering things more negatively. That'll be okay.
All I ask for is honesty.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have one final question, and this is kind of directed at the industry at large. Nintendo, as well as Sony, Microsoft, even EA, or any of these major companies in gaming. If you could ask these companies for one thing in terms of how they approach indies, or maybe even a few things or a bigger idea, what would you ask these companies, or what would you want them to do to help facilitate indie development?
You want to go first?
I did. This is more like an ideological big sweep. And it goes back to my statement about the like unsustainably large development. Don't do that for like 2 years. Like, make a smaller game. Show people that there's value in a huge company making a $15 to $20 game, and show them that it's not price and it's not development time and budget that defines fun or quality of experience. Like, actually demonstrate to the people that may not go out of their way, like to try indie games. Demonstrate to them that they can have fun for $15, mm-hmm. or on the other side, it's not about getting some sort of monetary value for hours played in your game. It's about quality of experience. That would be my. I don't know how you do that, but like that would be my request.
That's great. Yeah.
That's great.
I just. There's a song that I once heard, like, this is my grown-up Christmas wish. That's what just happened in my brain.
You're the worst.
Yeah. Are you going to sing? You can sing if you want.
I'll record it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Send it back to
you. I don't know what I would ask. I also don't know, like, if what I would ask is actually not being done. Like, I might think something and it's secretly being done, just because these companies kind of aren't always open books. But I almost feel like we're getting to the point where a lot of these indie companies are getting pretty big. Like, not to toot our own horn, but like Rumbo isn't a small game. Like, we spent almost a year and a half ish, working on it. And we wanted to pack a lot into it so that it doesn't feel like this is a little indie game. Mm-hmm. We really want to give people like a lot of bang for their buck. So almost like for a lot of these indies that are becoming bigger and bigger, the word indie is actually kind of damaging in a way. Like, there's a certain baggage that comes with it. As much as I'm proud to say, like, I'm an indie developer, and like our game is proud to say that it's an indie game, there's a certain baggage with that, and there's for some reason a difference between, like, I don't know, Platinum Games is technically an indie studio, right?
Correct.
But no one calls them an indie studio, right? So that kind of the line between, because there used to be AA studios and those don't really exist anymore. So now it's just like indie and AAA, and like the gap is slowly being filled by bigger indies. And I don't know. I feel like we need another way to describe those kinds of experiences.
Mm. Yeah. It's almost like the opposite of what happens in the music industry, where like alternative comes up, and that's the alternative to everything in the mainstream, and then alternative is all that everybody hears, and they still use the word alternative. And then indie came up because there were independent bands, and now everything is now it's sound. and that, you know, in our industry, it's more like if you're not Ubisoft, you're an indie. You know, like that's the thing. But you know, and there's a weird damning middle ground that no one identifies.
Yeah, and that, I mean, that's a constantly evolving aspect of our industry right now. Like, this is just, we're seeing this new kind of AA kind of emerge out of these, you know, indie studios, what used to be indie and now are just people making games. Like, these are just people making games, from AAA to indie. So, yeah, I absolutely see where you guys are coming from. And that was great. Thank you so much for chatting with me. You guys are awesome. And we will have this online pretty soon. We'll edit this video together and we'll have a post up and you guys will get to see your beautiful faces on Engadget, hopefully. Yeah.
Pass.
Well, you don't have to watch it. Maybe tweet about it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely will. I just followed you on Twitter with our company account, so
awesome.
Let us know when it